30 iyul insan alverine karşı beynelxalq mübarizə günüdür.
Today on this special episode, we are focusing on this issue of combating human trafficking and its connection to migration. As we approach the International Day of Combating Trafficking in Persons on July 30th, we have an esteemed guest with us who will shed light on this spreading matter. Please welcome Taha Amr, officer in charge of the International Organizations for Migration Mission in Azerbaijan.
Thank you very much for having me here, and it's a great pleasure to be here for this opportunity to raise awareness on the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons.
So, can you provide more insights into the concept of TIP and shed light on the specific activities undertaken by international organizations for migration in its fight against human trafficking?
Well, there are 50 million people affected by human trafficking at any given time. They're affected by this egregious crime, and IOM is one of the lead UN organizations around the world working to address this egregious crime. IOM adopts the 4 Ps, as we call them: prevention, protection, prosecution, and partnership. In Azerbaijan, IOM adopts those 4 Ps, where the first P being prevention, where IOM Azerbaijan, together with its partners, both from the governmental side, non-governmental side, as well as the private sector, where we do awareness-raising campaigns to raise awareness to prevent this crime. On the protection side, we work also to ensure that the victims or potential victims have the necessary protection mechanisms in place and the protection support as well. Specifically on protection is social protection, economic protection and assistance, and any other support that may be required, even specialized support. The third P is prosecution. Therefore, we make sure that the national referral mechanism that is in place is applied and there is a prosecution mechanism in place to prosecute the victims, the perpetrators of this crime. And the last P is partnership, and as I mentioned, IOM Azerbaijan works in partnership with government, non-government, and private sector, including the private sector, to ensure that we achieve our objective of eradicating human trafficking.
How does human trafficking intersect with the issue of migration? Additionally, could you explain how efforts to combat human trafficking play a crucial role in contributing to the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals?
It is a misconception that human trafficking happens only across borders and is a transboundary crime of nature, because it can also happen within a country. But IOM works on both international migration and also on internal migration, and supports also anyone that is a victim of this crime or tries to prevent this crime, also because the definition of trafficking in persons includes aspects that are of IOM's direct mandate. There is an evolution from IOM's work on human trafficking from direct assistance has developed to provide policy assistance and legal assistance to governments and non-governmental entities. Specifically on the impact on the Sustainable Development Goals, we know for a fact it is recognized by governments and non-government actors that migration, when well governed, is a strong contributor as well as an accelerator to sustainable development. And human trafficking is a consequence of not well managed migration, and therefore is hampering and preventing the achievement of the sustainable development overall, including the Sustainable Development Goals. For an example of well-managed migration, we know that roughly 3.6% of the global population are international migrants, who contribute roughly to almost 10% of the global economy. And since we expect more migration in the foreseeable future, we need to ensure that it is well managed so that it can contribute to sustainable development.
So, as we know, Azerbaijan joined the Champion Countries initiative launched under the auspices of the Network on Migration for the implementation of the Global Compact for Migration. From your perspective, how do you envision the future of migration management in Azerbaijan within the context of this significant achievement?
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the government of Azerbaijan for being a champion country and an advocate and a champion for the Global Compact on Migration. IOM has worked with the government of Azerbaijan already in its capacity as champion country to promote important aspects of the Global Compact of Migration, which include also aspects related to ensuring the eradication of human trafficking. The Global Compact on Migration Objective 10 is to eradicate human trafficking. A recently adopted document by the General Assembly is the Progress Declaration of the International Migration Review Forum, which is an outcome document of an agreed outcome document by member states on the priorities for migration globally. And paragraph 60 of the Progress Declaration specifically shows an agreement between governments on the importance of combating irregular migration, including human trafficking. IOM is working together with its member states and, of course, with the government of Azerbaijan as a champion country to ensure that the commitments and the priorities of the member states that have been identified by them are actually implemented, and there is a dedicated work stream of our work that looks exactly at supporting governments and non-governmental actors to implement projects, programs, policies to eliminate human trafficking. And lastly, perhaps not immediately related to the Global Compact, but somehow related to the Global Compact, is Azerbaijan is the chair of the Almaty process, which also looks at ensuring regular migration is an alternative to irregular migration as well. And just to clarify that the Almaty process is a sub-regional platform to discuss migration priorities in the Central Asia, the Caucasus region, and also beyond, where we have also Turkey and Italy also is an observer, recently joined as an observer. And perhaps in concluding, IOM remains committed to supporting Azerbaijan as a champion country and its capacity as the Almaty chair, and also as a member state of the International Organization for Migration, to work on good migration governance. And we take this opportunity also to ensure that the message on the World Day Against Human Trafficking in Persons reaches as many people as possible, and that is reach every victim on trafficking and leave no one behind.
Thank you very much. Our guest was Taha Amr, officer in charge of the International Organization for Migration Mission in Azerbaijan.
30 iyul İnsan alverine qarşı beynəlxalq mübarizə günüdür.